Good afternoon, class. This is your class for predictive analytics and big data. We have already covered unit number 1 and unit number 4. Today we are starting with unit number 3, right? So we will start with the unit number 3, which consists of predictive analytics, its life cycle, its applications, and the second part of unit number 3 is text analytics. So, when I talk about predictive analytics, it is basically a branch of advanced analytics wherein we are predicting certain future outcomes, right? By identifying hidden patterns which exist in the historical data. And for this, we use statistical modeling, data mining techniques, and machine learning techniques. The process of predictive analytics consists of 7 Ds, right? It is basically a life cycle. Which consists of 7 Ds. The first one is defining the problem. In the second step, we collect data. The third is data analysis. The fourth step is developing the model. And after this, we decide the model. Once the model has been decided, we deploy it. And in the last step, we refine the model or we depurate the model. And this cycle goes on in a iterative manner. So let us see what is the first step. In every in every setup, we should first define the problem. The first step in predictive analytics is defining the problem, wherein we first understand the problem, we define its requirements, we connect with all the stakeholders to get what is their requirements, what utilities are available, what are the deliverables, and we document each and every solution from the business point of view. Here, we are not dealing with any of the technical details. But yes, we are listing down, we are documenting the requirements from the business perspective. So, in the very first step, we identify what is to be predicted and what will be the outcome once the problem is solved. So, the first step, while we define the problem, we understand the requirements and we define the project outcomes. In the second step, in the second step, we start collecting the data because we have now understood the problem, we have our requirements. So we start collecting the data. We collect the data from reliable resources. We collect the data from various stakeholders, organizations, and open sources. Now, see, since we are collecting the data as we have studied in the starting lectures, that the data collected is always raw. At times it may be structured or at times it may be unstructured. Data is collected from different transactional systems, sensors, logs, or sales data. It could, if I'm forecasting the new sales, so the data will be of sales data. If I'm working on the healthcare applications, the data will consist of the patients, what at what time they are coming in, and what reports they are getting at large, what insurance they are claiming, what medicines is being prescribed, right? So this type of data is collected, and this data collection process also consists of uh, cleaning it. So the second step is to collect the data, ensuring that the data collected is from the reliable resources. In the third step, we perform the exploratory data analysis, wherein first we perform the data cleaning process, data transformation process, right? This we have already studied. And after that, we perform certain statistical analysis. Here, we are not going to develop any model. We are not predicting anything. We are just performing certain statistical analysis, which means to identify the mean, median, mode, to identify the standard deviation, to check whether the data collected is not skewed. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि जितना भी हमने data collect किया है वो सारा का सारा female customers का है या सारा data is all the data is related to the male customers, right? And so we analyze such type of data, and if there is certain deficiency, we recollect the data again. Then we also represent the data using certain graphical tools like heat maps, scatter plots, bar graphs, box plots. This gives us a visualization of it. In the third step, we start developing the model. This is the important model wherein we perform the predictive analysis. We use sophisticated algorithms. We use different IT tools, programming languages. We at times we may use IBM SPSS modeler. We may use Rapid Miner, Tableau, and different tools which are available. So while we are developing a predictive model, it is not like this ki we have chosen this model or we are comfortable with this model or this model is easier to implement and we start it. No, we experiment with different features. We experiment with different algorithms and different processes. While developing a model, we have two variables. One is the independent variables. We call it as predictors, what we want to predict. And the second one is the target, which is the dependent variable. If the different types of predictive models which are available are, the first one is the classification model, wherein we use logistic regression methods, decision trees, ensemble methods. The second one is the regression model, which is used in forecasting the weather and forecasting sales. It includes linear and polynomial regression. The third type is the clustering model. We use to cluster or to categorize different data sets into some smaller data sets, right? The fourth one is the time series model. Time series model, we find out what are the temporal trends, what are the trends which are changing with the time. And the advanced ones are the neural networks. We will study in details with the classification models, regression models, clustering models, and time series models. These four models we will be studying in detail in unit number 2. Next, since now we have experimented with different models that are available, we have applied different algorithms, we have chosen different features and attributes, different columns from the data that is available, we decide which algorithm is to be deployed or which algorithm is to be used. For decision making process, we have, this is the next step after data analysis and developing the model. This is basically the fifth step, right? Where we evaluate. In regression models, we find out mean square error, root mean square. And in classification models, we find out the F1 score. We find out how much data is accurate, the predicted is accuracy, recall, and this is done through the confusion matrix. In the later part of this class, we will solve a problem using the confusion matrix. The next step is to deploy the model. Whatever we have developed, whatever we have decided, we deploy it in a real world environment so that our day-to-day decision making process can be completed. For example, we have developed an algorithm which is helping in increasing the sales across the e-commerce platform, right? And these experimental techniques have been decided using the previous step. So we develop, we deploy or implement that particular algorithm in the e-commerce platform. The last step is depurate. Depurate means regular monitoring. We need to monitor the results. It may so happen that while conducting the experiments on the historical data, we are getting the best results using algorithm 1. But when we implement it in the real world environment, there are certain deviations, there are certain anomalies due to which our algorithm is not working perfectly as we predicted, or uh, as were the results we received in the experiments conducted. So in that case, we note down all the anomalies and what are the different deviations, and we retrain our model. We collect that data and incorporate it in our the data that has been collected at first, right? And then we start doing the same process so that our algorithm is improved and our analytics as well as the model is improved. So let's revise it. What are the different steps of predictive analytics? First one is defining the problem. Second, collecting the data. Third, data analysis. Fourth, developing the model using different modeling techniques. Fifth, deciding it using the different evaluation metrics. Sixth is implementing it in a real world environment. And the last one is regular monitoring and refinement. Okay. So next, moving on to the different applications. What are the different applications where we will be using the our models and where we will be using our analytics? The first one is the marketing. Here we use customer segmentation. I have to segregate the customers different category wise or different product wise. If I want to know the personalized recommendation in every e-commerce website, specifically the Amazon, they give us recommendations. If I am buying an X product, it starts giving me recommending the another Y product or Z product. Then this predictive analytics is also used in campaign optimization. How much a organization should spend for campaigning and advertisement so as to boost the sales or so as to popularize its company products, right? Then it is also used in lead scoring. Now, what are the benefits? We are using predictive analytics. We are putting in so much of efforts in collecting data, applying models. So the benefits is increased return on investment. The first important benefit is that we should have an increased return on investment. We should have an enhanced customer experience, and it helps in decision making, right? So its applications in marketing includes customer segmentation, churn prediction, personalized recommendation, campaign optimization, lead scoring, which helps in increasing the return on investment, enhancing the customer experience and decision making. Next application is in the healthcare industry. In healthcare industry, our analytics model helps in predicting the diseases. It helps in predicting the diseases, predicting the patient footfall. It helps in finding out the medication adherence of the patients. Even it also helps in preventing the diseases. For example, if a certain medication is being prescribed and is followed by the patients, how far it has prevented a particular disease in a particular location or for a set of patients. Moreover, we can use our automated analytics in detecting the frauds, right? Fraud detection in medical billing. Now, what are the benefits? Early intervention. We can easily and find out what all is going on. For example, in a particular hospital, which is located in a local area, there is a number of patients which are coming up for some disease, right? So from that data, we can identify that this particular disease, what are the cause for this particular disease, why the patients are so many, and why they are coming up. Right. It also helps in saving the cost while we optimize the resources. Again, I can give, again, we can consider uh, if the patient footfall is more during the early morning and late evening, then we would increase the number of doctors, the hospital staff, or other things during that particular time and reduce the staff in the off timings.
Okay, ma'am.
So next, okay, I'll give you the next application is in the finance. In finance, we use it in credit scoring to identify how much rate of interest should be kept so as to increase the loan returns, then fraud detection, investment risk assessment. You might have heard about the cases and the news about uh, fraud detection in or tax evasion cases, right? When the process has been automated through online income tax, through online ITR submissions, right? Now it is mandatory to submit it in the on the online form. So what happening? The officials are having their digital records and they are applying the advanced algorithms to detect if there is any large deviation. It might so happen a person is earning an X amount, right? 14 lakhs a person is earning and he is asking deviations of 10 lakh. ठीक है 10 lakhs of deviation so as to reduce the tax burden. So this type or this is being done through fake billings in companies and organizations. They evade tax through cash transactions, through not filing GST, or through the fake billings of different cost. ठीक है so those type of frauds are being detected using these sort of advanced algorithms and techniques. Right. I have just given you the case of ITR's returns, the tax evasion cases, wherein income tax department is able to find out the large number of tax evasions. Moreover, they are also able to find out how many fraudulent deductions or how many fraudulent billings are being done by the organizations, small scale businesses or large scale businesses or the persons, right? So this was about the basics of predictive analytics. And the first part we have completed for the unit number 3. It is more or less a theoretical part in your course. And there is very less number of questions. the
Hmm.
less number of numerical questions, right?
Okay,
And
ma'am.
you may get theoretical questions like what are the different applications of predictive analytics in marketing, healthcare, or what are the different steps of predictive analytics. Its algorithmic details are in the other unit, and we'll do it in the separate class. Let's take a short break of 10 minutes, and then we will start with the next part of the unit, which is text analytics.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so the next part is text analytics. See, the text is a part wherein we cannot perform any numerical calculations. We don't have numerical values. So this is another field, and it has a different set of analytics as well as different set of steps that we are required to perform. Now, the text is collected from different fields, as in the form of reviews, in the form of feedbacks, in the form of comments, in the form of posts, right? And it exists in different languages. Text exists in logs also, it exists in medical records, it exists in educational records, customer profiles, right? So And analyzing such form of text requires a different set of uh, steps. And since it requires uh, converting the text into some sort of numerical values so that certain calculations can be performed. So here, let us first study what are the different terms. The terms include the document. Document is any piece of text. It could be large, it could be small, it could be a single review, it could be a single sentence, or it could be a 100-page report. It could be a Facebook post, it could be a Twitter comment. So that is a document. That document consists of individual words, right? Or tokens. We call it as a token or words. The collection of all documents is called corpus. Out of this corpus, we find out individual words. We find out individual words, and that collection is called as bag of words. This bag of words here, we ignore the grammar. We do not consider the word order. We do not consider the sentence structure or the punctuation marks. So we consider the only the important keywords and make it a as a database, which we call as bag of words. Now, for example, this is a question. This is an example. I have three reviews for a certain product, right? The review number one is about that the night gel is sticky and oily. The second review is about very, very lightweight. The third is making the skin very oily. Now, these are the three documents. Out of these three documents, I will find out the different words. What are the different words? Here we have taken the words as the night gel is sticky, and I have made as a corpus. Okay. After this, we will find out the frequency, the word which is coming up, how many times it is coming up in a particular corpus. For example, the word sticky is coming once in a review. So I will mark it as 1, and in other I will mark it as 0. The second one is oily. So oily is coming up twice in the reviews. So first it is here, marked here in the first, and second, and 0 in the second one. Similarly, the word very, very, it is coming 2 times in the second review and 1 time in the third. In this way, we make a bag of words table, right? Now, I have converted the text into a numerical form. We can perform the total here. Okay? The last column is about total. Next, what is term frequency? Term frequency is it is a numerical value which reflects the importance of a word. For example, which word for this oily word has appeared twice. So I can say that this word is more important than the other one. The frequency of a word in a document gives me the term frequency. The formula here is TF is the formula for term frequency is frequency of a word in the document and total number of words in the document. Here I have three documents. There are three reviews, so three documents. Now the frequency will be in the first review, there are total 6 words. So the total words are 6 and its TF is 1 over 6. Similarly, I will fill the term frequency. I can find out the term frequency for each of the word.
Okay, ma'am.
Next is inverse document frequency. It defines the sparseness of a term. How low a word has been used in the database, right? So it is defined as 1 plus log of term frequency. So this is total number of documents and total number of documents containing the word T. So the IDF inverse document frequency is defined by 1 plus log of total number of documents over the number of documents, right? And the second term is TF-IDF, term frequency and IDF. This is defined by the product of TF and IDF. This is the term frequency for each word, right? IDF for each term, each word, and multiplying it will give me TF IDF. तो आपके पास जो if I talk about question, so questions इस type का आ जाएगा. You will be given certain reviews or certain text and आप उसको back of words में convert करेंगे, उसकी term frequency find out करेंगे. You will be finding out the inverse document frequency and you may also be required to find out TF IDF. Next is n-gram sequence. N-gram sequences, at times certain words they exist in groups. For example, gel cream, right? Or we can say public school, private school, secondary exam, CBSE exam. ठीक है, ये कुछ words हैं जो हमेशा इकट्ठे आएंगे. So if it is a combination of two words, I call it as bigram. If it is a combination of three words, I call it as trigram. If it is a combination of n words, we call it as an n-gram sequence. So, us cases में we consider them, instead of considering them as two different words, we take it as one single. The next term used in text analytics is name entity extraction. It is a data pre-processing which identifies the critical information. इन अ डेटाबेस इन अ टेक्सचुअल डेटाबेस जिसमें रिव्यूज हैं कमेंट्स हैं पोस्ट है या रिकॉर्ड्स हैं उसमें कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन ऐसी होती है विच इज टॉकिंग अबाउट द नेम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एंड लोकेशन ठीक है सो दैट इज द नेम्ड एंटिटी रिकॉग्निशन in this example we have gel cream as the named entity example. Before this, we may do one previous year question. I'm sharing you a question. Now, this is a previous year question wherein there is a five case study. Okay, these are the 8 reviews. Right, these are 8 reviews and these are the number of responses. Now, the question is define the terms. This is a direct question. What is back of words? What is term frequency? What is inverse document frequency? Right? Next is represent the above reviews in the form of bag of words. So what are the bag of words will be? कौन-कौन से words हो जाएंगे? Check in. अब देखिए यहाँ पे जो आपका बाईग्राम बनेगा वो check in एक बाईग्राम बनेगा. Check out एक word बनेगा. ठीक है? So this will be a bigram. Check in, check out. नेक्स्ट आपका प्रोसेसेस एक वर्ड हो गया फिर आपका लॉन्ग हो गया एक वर्ड देन रूम इज अनदर बैक ऑफ वर्ड स्पेशियस इज अ वर्ड पूल इज अ वर्ड एरिया क्वाइट प्लेजेंट ambience good and right so these will form the bag of words. Similarly, you will be able to find out the term frequency. So the term frequency for each of the word in each of the review. right? So this is a sample question which has come in the previous year कि किस तरह से आपका ये क्वेश्चन आ जाएगा, ठीक है? नाउ देयर इज सम ड्रॉबैक्स आल्सो कि इस ब्लैक ऑफ वर्ड्स का क्या ड्रॉबैक है. द फर्स्ट ड्रॉबैक इज इफ देयर आर टू मेनी वर्ड्स यू विल बी हैविंग अ टू मेनी कॉलम्स, ठीक है? उसके बाद यू माइट बी कुछ ऐसे वर्ड्स भी होंगे जो सिर्फ एक ही बार आए हैं और आपको एक रिव्यू में एक ही बार आया है लेकिन आपको उसके कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग जीरोस 10 टाइम्स डालने पड़ रहे हैं. ठीक है, so this is just a this is a sort of drawback wherein it is a bit tedious to include a many large number of bag of words, and if any word which is coming up only once or twice is it is occupying too much of space. Okay, so the next part is performance matrix or the confusion matrix. This confusion matrix is basically an evaluation method. What we are predicting and what we are observing. Okay. So we draw it in the form of a matrix wherein we have four cells. The first cell is about true positive. True positive means I have predicted that it will rain and now it is raining. So this is true positive. Second is false positive. I have predicted that it will rain, but it is not raining. So this is false positive. Second is I have not predicted that it will rain, but now it has rained. So this is false negative. And the fourth one is true negative, wherein I predicted that today it will not rain and it is not raining. So the accuracy कहाँ पे आएगी? जो एकदम ठीक है, ट्रू पॉजिटिव एंड ट्रू नेगेटिव, ये बिल्कुल करेक्ट प्रिडिक्शंस थी. ठीक है, वट एवर आई प्रिडिक्टेड इट इज ऑब्जर्व. So our accuracy will depend on true positive and true negative. Whereas our sensitivity and recall, these are the other measures which incorporates कि what are the negative things which has gone wrong. कौन सी ऐसी चीजें हैं जो कि नेगेटिव हो गई. ठीक है. So the formula for a true positive rate is true positive, whatever has been predicted, and the actual positive cases. This is TPR, true positive rate. The second one is false positive rate, which is false positive over total negatives, right? The third one is true negative rate, which is true negative, the fourth column, the fourth cell, and total negatives. The next evaluation matrix is false negative rate, which is false negative over positive values. So these formulas you will be requiring to remember. और इससे related direct question होगा. आपको एक confusion matrix, you will be given this sort of confusion matrix wherein you will be required to calculate true positive rate, false positive rate, true negative rate, false negative rate, right? And the second one is prediction, accuracy. Accuracy is whatever I have predicted correctly upon total number of predictions. This is accuracy. ठीक है? Total predictions upon total corrected predictions over number of predictions. ठीक है? So देखो आप इसमें the formula, इसमें true positive और true negative को हमने न्यूमरेटर में रखा है और बाकी चारों वैल्यूज को वी हैव केप्ट इन द डिनोमिनेटर. The second one is precision. In precision, we only call about true positives. right? And it is a ratio of true positive upon TP plus false positive. Next is recall or sensitivity. Here also we are taking the true positive, but here we are considering the false negatives in the denominator. The other measure is specificity, which is about true negative. The predictions which are accurately in negatives, right? It will not rain and it has not rained, right? I predicted that today it will not rain, and actually observation is today has not, there is no rain today. Next is F1 score. This is a very important formula, which is the harmonic mean of precision and recall. So this is like 1 upon precision plus 1 upon recall. I'll take its average divided by 2, and then I will make its reciprocal. इसका हम reciprocal करेंगे. It is 1 upon. ठीक है? So this is the harmonic mean of precision and recall. So when I simplify this formula, I get this 2 multiply precision into recall upon precision plus recall. The formula for F1 score is 2 multiply precision into recall over precision plus recall. This I'm skipping, and this is not required. So let us do one single question. Here in this question, I have this confusion matrix wherein the actual values and the predicted values. So the algorithm has predicted the, 45 as the cancerous patients, while and the actual ones were also cancerous. Whereas 18 were predicted, but they were not having cancer. Similarly, 12 were predicted that they are not having cancer, but then they were actually suffering from it. And the green is they were not, the prediction was also 25 and actually also is 25. So the total, the true positive, what is the true positive here is 45. True negative is 25. This is true negative. So accuracy will consist of these two values. Okay? Total is 100. If I add all these values, I will get 100. So accuracy is TP plus TN, the first and the second one, fourth one. First and fourth को add करेंगे and will divide it by 100. So the accuracy is 70%. Next, precision. The formula for precision is true positive only divided by the all the positives. So the true positive is 45 and the other positive values are the top row. ठीक है, precision के लिए हम ये top row लेंगे. So the top row is 45 plus 80, which is 63, and the value is 71.4. Next, recall में we have again considered the true positive, and here I will take this first column. ये जो हमारा first column है हम इसको लेंगे. This is for recall. ठीक है, रिकॉल के लिए हम फर्स्ट कॉलम की वैल्यूज को ऐड करेंगे. सो 45 upon 45 plus 12, and I have got the value of 78.9%. Specificity. In specificity, this is the only one which calculates the true negative. Here, I will take the fourth column and the second column. Here, we will take the second column for specificity. Next is the F1 score. For the F1 score, we will find out, we will use the values of accuracy, we will use the values of precision and recall and will calculate the F1 score. I'm giving you 5 minutes so that you can note it down in your copy and give some understanding that how we have done it.
Okay, ma'am.
This unit number 3 is completed. Till now, any questions or doubt from any one of you?
मैम ये वाले क्वेश्चन आएंगे मतलब एग्जाम में, जैसा ही दिख रहा है अभी जो प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन